Okay, let's continue the easy mode massacre. Been a bit. But I'm sure I'll find my way. I think we were at the point we were doing the... what they call them? Ciphers? Yeah, I've been sticking out of it for the last, like, half week. Otherwise, I would have streamed. But the big tree kept on waiting and waiting. I have to wait a lot, too. I wish I could do something. That's a new one. You got your stone.
Learned anything new about the Shadow Lord's key, Popola?
You know, I was just going to talk to you about that. You remember the Eyrie, right?
That depressing shell of a village?
Not so much anymore, it sounds like.
Oh boy, this one.
I just got this letter from the village chief. Have a look.
Let's see. My greetings to you and your village. Oh, Office of Chief Eyrie to Popola. My greetings from you and your village. I hope everything is going well. Our village has shut itself away from the world for far too many years, and we have therefore decided it is time to change our ways. As part of this endeavor, we have resolved to establish a shop within the village. It is now open for business, and I look forward to seeing a great many customers visit from all over the world. With regards to the sacrifice keyword you wrote about, one of our villagers claimed to know the meaning behind the term. You are more than welcome to speak with him on the matter, if that is as part of your visit to the area. Hope to hear from you again.
Sacrifice? Isn't that the name of one of the key fragments?
That's right. I've been trading notes with leaders from every town in the land.
You're amazing, Popola.
This entire affair strikes me as a bit too convenient.
I'm afraid Grimoire Weiss is correct.
What do you mean?
The Eyrie has been shut off from the world for years. And now they've not only opened trade routes, but they freely exchange information about the Shadow Lord.
I agree. It seems rather unnatural. And dangerous.
You're overthinking it. Besides, I don't care if it's dangerous. I won't get Yona back by just sitting around and waiting. If there are shades there, I'll just kill him and be done with it.
Oh dear.
Well, if that's the way you feel, I guess I won't stop you. Try speaking with the chief when you get there. Try speaking with...
Okay. I'm expecting to hear a lot more dialogue from the enemy shades during the sequence when they all try to kill us within the very narrow walkways of the village.
The area, huh? Alright, let's go see the chief.
What a soul-crushing place.
Oh, yeah, there were also some new quests. I should probably complete those. I know we got the one for the boyfriend. And also, we should probably complete some of them before we get completely locked out of the different quests. Alright, and you have...
Oh. Which job should I give you first?
Running a
That
trade.
trader in Seafront has... I wrote...
We got two in Seafront, I believe, right?
Oh. Which job should I give you first?
The Shade Army. I think that was a
I'm
new
worried about
one.
the kid at the job.
Okay. We'll do that one first. The Shade Army. Then we'll head to Seafront.
Oh, you.
We also got that one quest where we have to find that one lady's boyfriend. Just gonna look that one up. You got any healing items? Yeah, we're good on it. Oh, you have a quest?
Guy with the gold necklace, eh? Yeah, I heard some folks saw him heading for the Forest of Myth.
Okay.
Forest of Myth, huh? Maybe we should pay a visit.
Okay. I feel like we've seen that before, so I guess we should go take a look, but shouldn't we only get quests we haven't completed yet?
I cannot fathom that village setting up a mercantile. They must have truly opened their minds.
Yeah, I have my doubts.
Let's go to the village first.
Home? That place is a shithole.
be so nervous, Kaine. We'll protect you.
Ooh, the village. It's home to so many terrible little memories, isn't it, Kaine?
Shut up, shut up, shut up!
This is the forest, right? Yeah, here we are.
The street, but it made me think. Oh, that reminds me.
No, let's see if it's any different. I remember this. Nope. It's just garbage. Just like before.
Wait, what? A man with a gold necklace? You know him?
You bet I do. Goddamn bastard ran off with my wife.
Wait a minute. I thought he had a girlfriend.
If you find him, bring him back here so I can murder the bastard.
Sure, I'll consider that. Listen, do you know where he went?
Last I heard, someone saw him in Seafront.
Seafront, okay.
Bastard. I can't even bear to look at my wife anymore.
Guess it's back to Seafront for us.
Everything's in Seafront. Okay. Guess that means we're heading to the junk pit next. For the new side quest that I don't think we've seen there before. And up we go. Yeah, we missed both of those. Hello again.
What to do? Ah, welcome, welcome. How are you? How you doing?
Hey there. How are things?
Great. Things are great. Couldn't be better. Shades just took over the second floor of the junk heap is all.
You don't seem too concerned.
Doesn't matter. No one cares. Folks don't go in that far anyway. Just makes it hard to gather materials for my new weapons.
We'll take care of it.
If you can't work on weapons, that affects me. I'm gonna go clear him out.
Good luck. You ain't getting very far.
Bet.
Why not?
Shades tore up all the elevator machinery on the first floor. Ripped it up! If you want to use it, you gotta switch out the parts.
Can you make those parts?
I could if I had 5 broken batteries and 5 broken motors.
I bet I have those.
All right. I'll get the stuff and you make the parts. Deal? I've got the materials.
Killed some robots, did you? Killed them good? Ripped them apart? Well, let me get to work on this. Here, just put this in the elevator at the far end of the first floor.
Far end of the first
Good
floor,
luck in
okay.
there. Don't get dead.
Okie dokie. Gotta wonder how many shades there are. So that would just be the second elevator then. Okay.
So we just need to replace the parts in this elevator, right?
Emil's gonna do it.
Perfect. Now we can head up to the second floor.
Good job, Emil. Is the place at least traversable now? Before it was just blocked, I think.
First mechanical monsters and now shades. Some manner of curse been placed on this mountain.
Hey, if there are shades to kill, it's fine with me.
Here comes some more.
They certainly are dedicated to this attack. Stronger shade than the ones previous.
Careful, my ass.
Big ones that we just bought?
Yes, I was shoring.
Those shades are tricky when they work together like that.
Hey, Diggs, how's it going?
I doubt this will be the last time we see such a
Welcome to the
tactic.
party.
We'd best use caution in the future.
What, is there going to be an Army of Shades 2 quest? Alright, let's turn this in and then head to seafront. There's too many things going on over there. Just not the story yet. A lot of running for now. So what's going on? Help me kill time, there's a lot of running to do. Or don't. I've ran across the country a few times in this game so far. See, we could just take the boat to seafront over here, right? Yeah. The red bagman is just able to be in 2 places at once on this map. Was it?
So, we were home the other day when a massive roach popped its head out to say hi. Before I could finish screaming, my wife had already put it out of its misery. After that, all I got were dirty looks for some reason. Anyway, enough about me.
I'd love to hear some more of his stories now that I'm actually paying attention to it. Alright, I just gotta find where the golden necklace man's next quest marker is. Hello there.
The man with the necklace? Oh, I know him. I know him very well, if you get my meaning. Growl. Truth be told, I haven't seen him for almost 5 years. But I know he's coming back to me.
Okay, then.
That's a really long time. You don't think maybe...
He promised he'd come back, and he will. He was honest, and he loved me. Not like that old husband of mine, let me tell you.
This man seems to have quite the gift for swindle.
Sure seems like it.
Well, that doesn't help me much, unfortunately. You.
Hey, good to see you again. Looks like you're feeling better.
Didn't we beat this guy's quest already?
I can't give up on my dream that easily. Seasickness is terrible.
Maybe we didn't complete his quest chain or something, I don't know.
Oh yeah? Like what?
Well, for one, I'm working on my own herbal... It's a bit of a work... Hey, I don't... You can buy it from the strange thing...
Sure. Learning a trade.
Great. The item I need is a man...
Yeah, we've done this quest before. I'm pretty sure we had more quests originally, but a lot of the ones we completed are already marked as complete. Wondering what the deal is now. Hey, postman.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, he was pretty shady. I heard he beat it for the North after folks caught wind of his counterfeit goods.
Fled north? What, to the village? Go full circle? Quest over here. Stop. Talk to this guy.
Hey, you got time to help me with something?
Go on.
I need you to buy a kitchen knife from Two Brothers Weaponry and bring it back to me. I'm willing to pay a handsome sum for it.
Why not just buy one here in town? Why go to such lengths for a mere
I just realized I forgot to turn in the quests for the Two Brothers stuff. Think. My memory's bad.
Absolutely not. The knife must come from the junk heap. I'll pay whatever it takes.
Wonder why.
Well, if you say so.
Thanks. When you bring me the knife, I'll give you the money.
Guess let me double check the quest list. Yep. Hypercore. Shit happens. And guy. Oh.
The man with the necklace. Yeah, sure, I remember him. Heard he took off for the junk heap earlier.
Okay, we gotta leave.
Great. Now the junk heap. Maybe he ran into the Two Brothers.
That's pretty funny how all the quests are now leading us in that direction. I can't widen up the map, so I'm gonna make sure that we don't have to do the lighthouse one again. Just in case. Otherwise, our trip is basically only to Facade. No quest over here. And we could just take a ship back, because that's faster. What's up?
This one time, my wife stumbled over her words during an argument, and I called her out on it. Wrong move there, my friend. Talk about throwing oil on a fire. Hoo-wee. Anyway, enough about me.
I can see why the locals in Seafront love him so much. His stories are pretty good. We're gonna turn into a goblin or
Paying
something.
a lot of money for us to go find some old cooking knife.
Whether for love of food or fine cutlery, there is little doubt this man is a serious customer.
Maybe we could buy a whole bunch of knives for him. Then we'd be rich.
If he had 20 arms and could wield a weapon in each one, I am certain he would purchase a great many knives for himself.
That would be awesome.
Guys, this is a really stupid conversation.
That man simply hops from one woman to the next, does he not?
He's been cheating this whole time? That's just terrible.
Doubtless he will end up suffering at the hands of one of his paramours sooner or later.
Or Shade.
I don't think he means any harm. This kind of thing just happens with attractive guys.
That's awful. What if a man did that to you, Kaine?
He'd wake up a little less man than he used to be.
That sounds like Kaine.
Cheating is always wrong.
Okay. Time to meet him for 3 different reasons. What's up?
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hey, got a question for you. Did a guy with a gold necklace come around here maybe 5 years ago or so?
Sure did. Mom used to spend a lot of time with him.
Oh no.
Of course he did.
Don't tell me he's the guy we found with their mom in the junk heap.
Sorry, what?
Oh, nothing. Never mind.
We can hardly keep this a secret from all parties, and yet I can't imagine how to begin telling them.
It is quite a
Took out the
bit.
second floor shades.
Thanks much, thanks much. Now I can make my weapons even more powerful and kill even more robots.
Aren't you concerned about the shades? I mean, one of those things killed your brother after all.
No, they didn't. Liar, liar! Robots killed my brother, not shades. Big, nasty robots. Squashed him like a bug.
You are both misunderstood.
Gonna kill the robots. Rip them up. Rip them all up. Isn't that right, Jacob? Right?
He's not just crazy, he's got a dash of schizophrenia.
I fear the lad's mind is gone. He seems capable of nothing but hate for those mindless mechanical automatons.
Money. And...
Hey, you carry kitchen knives?
Sorry, we're out of stock. Don't even have the materials to make one.
Are these materials something I could get?
Sure. I just need 10 titanium alloys.
That's a lot of titanium
You
alloys.
can get them from some of those stupid robots.
Got it. I'll be back.
I'll make you a kitchen, but what can I help you with?
How many do we even have? Plus we need more. We have 8 currently. You need so many titanium alloys. That is going to be a very fun grind session.
Come.
Let's just tell the client. Gideon doesn't need to know.
Yes, I suppose that would be the wisest course of action.
Alright, first things first, let's go get 2 more titanium alloys just to complete that kitchen knife quest. Quests come first, weapon upgrades come second. For sure we can get titanium alloys from the big robots, right? Let's see if there's a specific one that we can get them from. Let's see. Really? Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see. It is a common drop from the larger robots in the second basement floor once you get access to that. Just make a beeline towards the head-end square rooms at the end of the pathways. Usually you'll find slightly more difficult combat encounters that culminate in enemies that drop rare materials. They're on B2. Yep. So pretty much just like what I did for the memory alloy grinding, that I did a little bit of. Just do that a few times. We just go to that upper room, go all the way down to that area that says Junkie B2, that arrow. Even though we're technically on B2, aren't we? Yeah. Double Junkie B2. By the way, easy mode makes the grinding pretty quick. Did I get it? Got it. I'm debating doing all the rooms, but I think it's faster to just go for the big boss. Could also get some of those rare materials from these boxes. Alright, big robot. Oh, these guys first. Hey, now I think about it. We have the EXP word on our spear, don't we? It'd probably be better if we put the item one. The words. Oh no, we have item drop rate on. Best one that we have. But I would assume there's a 30% one somewhere. I'll get in a second. There we go. 1 titanium alloy for the pile. Technically, I think that does mean we have enough, but we do need to farm more anyway for the future. So there's no real harm in doing another run of the dungeon for this. to run. Come up, section, go. I don't think I've seen that one either. Maxed out on like most of their stuff, so it's not trying too hard with the weapon. Let's see, just go all the way to the bottom, all the way back up to the top. Gotta beat this room first, though. Alright, last room. You should be able to get the knife. Then turn in the quest for the missing boyfriend. Really surprised how we didn't get that one. Maybe we started but couldn't get it because we didn't do the junk heap stuff till later. So I forgot about it. More titanium alloys. Nice. Hey, machine oil. I'm not going to go out of my way to kill all of them. If they're along the way, no reason to not take them out. Like usual, I guess. Not doing too many things differently than normal. Just trying to fill the sound void, I guess. I'm gonna stop talking while I'm doing nothing, and you can just listen to the music, I guess. Okay, that should be enough to get that kitchen knife. We won't have to do farming materials until we have to max out all of our weapons, which gotta get all that content, right? Squeeze it all out of the game.
I got that titanium alloy you wanted.
Great. I'll get to work on the knife right away.
Extra sharp.
There you go. One world-famous junk heap kitchen knife.
World famous, huh?
Vegetable or bone, nothing cuts better. It's based off a design from my father.
Your father cooked?
Yeah, he did pretty much all the cooking. All Mom could do was bake bread. I sure miss those days.
Now he's just insane. One kitchen knife obtained.
What can I help you with?
See, he doesn't really sell anything too good, right? Iron ore, silver ore, I guess.
Come back.
Nothing to help us. Forge our weapons up, right? Damn, Phoenix Sword gets a glow up to level 2. Two eagle eggs! We will not be able to complete that one until the next playthrough. Or till the next ending. Because the moment we go to the Eyrie, it's going to blow up again, I think. And so we won't be able to get eagle eggs anymore. And also, we have to get 2 more eagle eggs.
I guess his father liked cooking too, huh?
Sounds like it.
I hear lots of men are getting into cooking lately. I bet this guy just wanted a new hobby.
Yes, well, we must be off.
He's been dead all along. Poor guy.
One could say he received his just reward. Still, he was with a woman he loved at the very end, so I trust his final moments were happy ones.
There's nothing happy about dying.
I suppose this means the matter will always be a mystery to us.
Alright. Let's go turn them in then.
Hey, I tracked down your boyfriend.
You did? Where is he?
I'm sorry to tell you this, but he's dead. We found his body 5 years ago in the junk heap.
I had a feeling that might be the case. It's the only thing that could explain him not contacting me for so long. Thanks. I think I can move on with my life now. Here's a little gift for you. I appreciate you doing all that legwork for me.
Ignorance is bliss. Okay. The remaining quests that we got. Go to Facade. The damaged map one. Bring it to Popola and have her decipher it for you. I guess we'll do that real quick. And the night's complete. That one is Seafront. Okay. Forgot about the map one. Yeah, we didn't check this room for a bit.
What is the purpose of this place?
Beats me.
Bottom shelf?
We killed this jerk in the junk heap.
It was a fearsome foe, but under this environment it looks almost charming.
Guessing we don't see ones till later?
It's a sculpted leaf.
Like, ones we haven't beaten
right?
yet?
This is the first sane thing.
What is this?
It's a statue of a boy.
Popola certainly has some eccentric tastes.
Very strange.
We saw this shade in the Lost Shrine. What's it doing here?
I have long ceased trying to puzzle out this room.
Well, at least we have some knowledge of how Popola knows these things. Maybe she's just marking out things that we've defeated. For fun.
Hey,
he knows
got
too
a minute?
much.
I have a map I need your help with.
Sure.
For
What
obvious
kind of map?
reasons that we know at this point.
Here, let me show you.
This looks like a map of the Lost Shrine. Apparently this leads to some unidentified object of great importance.
Gun.
It also talks about a hidden room in the Lost Shrine where sunlight doesn't reach. I'd bet that's where your secret treasure is hiding.
A hidden room in the Lost Shrine, huh? Thanks for the help.
Oh, not at all. Glad to be of service.
Okay, to the Lost Shrine. A room where sunlight doesn't reach. Very helpful. I'm assuming it's one of those side rooms then. Guess I'll save. Probably a good idea. I wish there was a faster way to get to the boatman. Like if that one stairway was repaired, it would be so much easier, I feel like.
So, we were home the other day when a massive...
Okay, we've
Anyway,
actually heard that one. I wonder how many different versions he has, since we already got a repeat. I think we heard the Roche one before. Also. Anyway, a room where sunlight doesn't reach. There's only so many places it could be. jump. Wasting time. Alright, well, doing a trip through doesn't hurt. Kill shades along the way. I'll throw on the EXP word onto my spear. Yeah, we have to kill them with the spear. I feel like there's too many rooms that qualify for the sunlight doesn't reach statement. I guess have to try everywhere. Break everything. Well, at least you don't have to deal with the puzzles. Yet. Doesn't normally a bigger dude show up there? Maybe it's only during, like, when you have to go there for the story. Pile of junk.
Is this the treasure?
Not but a pile of junk. It seems this treasure map was a ruse.
Now what? His wife isn't gonna like this at all.
Well, me going into all the rooms was definitely the right idea. Let's get the hell out of here.
After dinner lately, the wife and I'll sit down and share an apple together as we unwind. It's my favorite part of the day. Anyway, no.
Heartwarming. Yeah, it's in the village.
How'd it go?
We followed the map, but all we found was a pile of junk.
I see. In that case, can I ask you to sell my jade hair ornament and purchase something shiny with the proceeds? Then we can give it to him and pretend that you found it.
Kinda
Sure?
nice.
This looks pretty valuable.
That's because it is. But if it keeps that idiot husband of mine home safe, then it's worth it.
Well, should we obey the wife's request and sell her jade hair ornament?
I feel like it's a somewhat tough choice because if we give him treasure, he'll just keep chasing the high of completing a treasure map. The wife says it's okay.
Well, if that's what she wants, let's go to the Strange Things store and see what we can get for it.
It's odd. Okay. Let's take the ship back to Seafront. We got a quest to complete there first.
Oh, you. Yeah.
Whenever I offer to help out around the house, my wife flips out. Says I need to do my part, not just help out. What's the difference? Anyway, enough about me. If you got...
The Seafronts. Now I think about it, there are certain items you can farm only before a certain section in the story. And there are certain items you can only farm after a certain section of the story. But those two parts don't intersect, so you are stuck having to farm for one first and then the other. I gotta find out how many eagle eggs you need for all the things, so we could try to get that when we go for Ending C.
Here's the knife you wanted.
Thank you. How's Gideon getting along, by the way?
What do you mean?
Well, you know, he doesn't have a father and all. I was just wondering if he was doing all right.
The lad travels a hard and lonely road, but he seems to be making a decent life for himself.
That's good to hear.
Is something going on here?
No. Anyway, here's your reward.
Were they deliberately given the same voice actor?
He's all right, huh?
Because I'm pretty sure it's the same voice actor, just with a different tone. I am frequently wrong about these things. They also sort of have the same hairstyle. Facade. Fastest way still by ship.
Learned a valuable lesson recently. Never ask where something you misplaced is without looking for it first. You should have seen the steam coming out of the wife's ears after that one. Anyway, enough about...
We have a quest that we have to go to the Strange Things store for, so now we got 2 of them. At least you don't have to make flowers anymore, to my knowledge. Everything always comes back to the strange things store. Everything. Want to trade this hair ornament for something shiny? Sure thing. How about I give you this old golden coin for it? Sure.
Hey there. I'm in the market for a mandrake leaf.
Yeah, we know this one already. He wants a mandrake leaf. It's like an aphrodisiac or whatever. Viagra or something. I don't think there's any other quests that we have to worry about, right? Only those two? Yep. Guess we'll complete the damaged map first. One ship right away.
I've decided to tell my wife a killer joke that makes her bust a gut once a day. Great idea, right? Hey, by the way, you don't happen to know any good jokes, do you?
You have made a poor mistake, my friend. Hey, I'm not the funniest guy in the room, usually. Although a lot of people say that I am. But I'm usually only good about playing off other people. I am absolutely dreadful at coming up with my own actual stuff. Anyway, time to turn in the map.
Yes! Gold! That map was right all along. Not sure it's enough to roll around in, but maybe I can make it work.
Oh, how wonderful. Now will you please promise to stop with all this treasure hunting?
I promise, honey. From now on, it's nothing but good, honest work for me. Oh, but wait. There's one more thing.
No.
Here. This is the first map I ever found.
No.
Take it. I won't be needing it anymore.
It's not the ending I was expecting. Marked map.
This map's even more cryptic than the last one.
Yet I feel confident the rubbish it will lead us to is the same. Now come, we've little time to waste with such trifles.
Probably, but treasure hunting is all about believing in what's possible, Vice.
Such things are beyond even my comprehension.
Think of it as a game, if that helps. Now let's go talk to Popola and see if she can help with the map.
Okay.
Welcome. Blacks.
Got new weapons in stock. No new weapons in stock. And then everybody laughed.
Why am I the only one working?
Well, I guess we might get a decent reward from the map. Possibly. Hey, got another map.
Hey, I've got another map for you.
All right, let me take a look.
Here.
Well, the code on this is pretty tricky, but I think it's a map of the Northern Plains. It mentions something about the place where the Iron Bridge starts, but that's all I can make out.
Noted, it's probably the one on
Sorry,
the
I
other
can't
side
be
of the
more help.
ravine.
No, this is great, Popola. Thanks.
I'm hoping it's something good, but I won't be surprised if it's another pile of junk. In fact, that's almost certainly what it's playing it up to be. Which makes me wonder if they're going to subvert my expectations, because that's what you'd expect. More junk from another treasure map. This way. Now, would it be above it or beneath it? I would guess beneath it, so let's go down there first. Heck yeah. Give. It was actually a weapon. Nice.
Wow.
It would appear this latest treasure map was the real thing.
Yeah, I'd say this is an ample reward.
Nice. If I decided against the white switches, I wouldn't have gotten that one. Okay, so the last quest was learning a trade. The Mandrake Leaf in Seafront. He has a few quests that we need to complete for him. And we'll do the grinding to make sure we get it done before problems. As long as he doesn't want an eagle egg.
Where's something you misplayed? Anyway.
Yeah, if we need more eagle eggs for any quests, those are not completable. I am pretty sure I completed this guy's set of quests. And maybe I left like one of the last ones.
I got your man.
Because I required like more crap. Well, I guess that means I get more gold to stuff into the horde. I'm gonna transform into a dragon at the end.
Oh,
I'm gonna start Drakengard 4.
Seasickness, but instead, look,
sure thing.
Great. I need some.
How could he accidentally make a sexual stimulant instead of a seasickness medication?
Calm down, Vice. Maybe it just happened.
They are completely different drugs with completely different effects.
For all our... Anyway, enough...
Hey, everyone makes mistakes.
Didn't even try to look at that one. I'm just ready to mark this quest down as complete so I don't have to do it again. And Neum. Okay, what do I need for this little side quest? Please don't be machine oil. Please don't be machine oil.
How can I help?
I need a
pulling an all-nighter, eh?
Oil?
Well, good luck with that, sir.
Huh?
All that shade slaying must be tough. I bet you use this stuff all the time.
I have no idea what's happening, but whatever. Let's just get this back to the client.
Code oil. Seafront again. All for a single quest. Let's see, what's the current time out of curiosity? I don't have to worry too much since tomorrow is Sunday. But my internal clock got screwed up with everything that went on for the past 3-4 days. What? Oh, tiny cliff.
Whenever I offer to help out around the house, my wife...
You got
anyway,
that one?
no-
Oh yeah, what about you?
All of our young men joined the city guard, but with
Oh. Dialogue completely different now.
Here's your toad oil.
Great.
The next morning, he didn't sleep a wink. Apparently,
Hey
right?
there. Any luck with the new medicine?
Not quite. It seems this time I've somehow concocted a potent sleep prevention drug. With this, you could stay awake for a week straight. I call it Sleepy Gone.
Maybe you should quit this sailing thing and become an apothecary.
You know, that's not a bad idea. All right, then. From now on, I'm out of the trading business and opening a pharmacy.
Right. Well, good luck with that.
That man certainly has a gift for odd medications.
Yep.
Imagine a drug that lets you forego sleep for an entire week. Might you care to try it?
I'll pass, thanks.
Did I not complete that quest before? So I had to start that quest chain from the beginning? I'm pretty sure some of the other quests that I couldn't accept until later, I had marked as completed in the thing. So I had no quests at the very start, and a lot less quests as we've been going through this ending. Maybe I just never gave him the toad oil? I mean, I'd have to go back and watch the streams, but I'm not going to do that. I have so little time as it is. Damn. Thought I could drift into town. Either way, wait. I thought you were out of quests. What now?
Which job should
Bon
I give you
appetit
first?
2.
The tavern keeper in Seafront needs your help. I think he's looking for food again. Guy must be really hungry.
Okay.
I wrote down the client's look.
Didn't realize we had that, but alright. Back this way, please don't need an eagle egg. I can't get those anymore.
I've decided to tell my wife. Anyway.
The area's already given up their living privileges. What's up?
Hey, remember that book you found for me? Well, there's another recipe that piqued my interest. Would you mind helping me out again?
Sure. I'm doing side quests today, it seems.
What are you making now?
Broiled catfish served over rice. I just need 10 giant catfish and 10 bags of rice. Think
Pretty
you
sure I
can
have the
help me out?
rice. I think I need the catfish, though. Alright then.
Vice, are there any recipes written inside you?
How dare
type
you
it out.
compare me to a common cookbook? There is no room within my pages for such trivial matters.
Giant catfish. You'll need to use carp as bait. Which means you'll have to catch a different fish. Or, when you have like $170,000, $233,000, you can say screw that and just buy like a ton of them. Not even a dent.
Come back.
Let's see, where do you catch it? Caught by the water wheel in your hometown using earthworms as bait. Let me just double check that I have the rice, otherwise I'm gonna have to buy it. All good. But time to do more fishing. Good thing we maxed out our fishing skills, so it should go by pretty quickly.
The other day, the wife and I stood right in the middle of town and fought for a solid hour. I'm worried we may have to move now.
No, you don't have to move. The townsfolk openly say it's like watching a TV show or something. It's like a rom-com. That's a black bass. Not what I'm looking for. You need to pull the line up on the first nibble rather than having a bit more leeway to do with others. What? Okay then, that means we're gonna have to save in case we can't catch it, I guess. Let's see, do they have a YouTube video here? Because sometimes they do and it helps. No, not in this one. And mute video. So in terms of giant catfish, he's catching in a completely different spot, so I guess they just gave me bad directions. Either way, it can be caught over this way. And they have the save point if I can't catch it for whatever reason. And I also bought like 39 of them, so I can catch 10 of them, hopefully, easily. Need to pull the left stick right after the first bite. Pulling the left stick does something? What? Let's clear the way. I don't need people barging in on my fun. Oh, apparently that, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is just, like, one of those really annoying ones, I guess. Let's see, let me theater mode this and raise the quality settings to 1080p to see if I can actually see when he does this. So like it's Bob and then he presses A. It's not like immediately after, it's sort of like a delay. Okay, that seems to work. Just need to catch 10 of those. Oh, that's like very consistent. Yeah, it's not like immediately after. You wait a slight period of time. Or not. Never mind, it's not consistent. Must have been RNG. It's messing with my head. That makes 3, I think. When it gets to higher numbers, I'll just check the log. Four, I think. Five. Six. Seven. Eight. No. That would be 9, hopefully. Catch one more and double check. See if we are good or if we caught one more. Or one less. Better to have more than less. Let's see. Well, I caught at least 10. I'll take it. I'm gonna guess that Bon Appetit 2 could only be completed after the knife quest, which I didn't complete before because I don't think I wanted to farm the titanium alloys. I think that's what happened. I never completed that quest. Little did I know it's as easy as turning up the difficulty and beating up the big robots that die in 3 hits.
For all our little quarrels, I gotta say, the wife does a bang-up job of keeping the house in order. I could stand to take a page or 3 out of her book.
You
Anyway,
gotta do your
enough
part.
about me.
I wonder if there's a diary entry for, like, each page of the year. It's programmed in, but you can't see all of them until you reach all the way through up to ending E.
I have your ingredients.
Right then, here's your payment. And now let me whip this up. La-da-dum. All right, dig in. How is it?
It's delicious. I just wish I could share it with Yona.
Woo! We've got another item for the menu.
I'll definitely try to stop by again. Good luck.
Yeah, money.
He's all right, huh?
I do have to ride the board for 5 minutes. I really should just
Where did that enormous
boot up the game one day and sit on the board for 5 minutes just to get that achievement. I wonder how much time we have left, which can't be that long. We've ridden the boar through the different bits a lot. Time should add up. Unless for whatever reason it's 5 minutes in a single boar ride. And then I would do it off stream because that isn't fun to watch. Although a lot of this can be said it's not fun to watch, but what do we? Play the bitchy games. Relax. There we go.
Curse these tired.
And no new quests from Devila.
Oh, you. Yeah.
So now we get to blow up the town. Let's fucking go. Let's remove our source of eagle eggs for the playthrough. At least I don't think we need eagle eggs to update our Phoenix Spear again. Well, I don't really... I think we just need the black pearls, which means we have to get to the point with taking care of the wrecked ship. That's probably best if I go through the process of farming all 15 that you need, so that way I can do all the rest in the ending C&D playthrough.
We do not desire.
We do not desire needless conflict.
If we can continue to live with humans,
then we can continue to live peacefully.
But that young man will come.
Yes, the young man will come.
He will kill us all. Women and children included.
Anakin Skywalker?
What should we do? What?
Misclicked. They really want you to feel like you're the bad guy. I mean, at least they're doing it better than they did in Drakengard 1. Giving all the shades actual humanity. I mean, technically they're human. Shades are just like the remnants of human souls or whatever, right? Something along those lines. Close enough descriptor. I just really gotta wonder how ending E is so different. I'm very excited to find that out. We need to go up. I guess it looks like we don't have to blow up the village right now. You have to hit that quest marker there. Let's see, if it's a... Oh, we actually have to go to the Elder's hut. These guys always have markers where you can talk to them.
Stay away! Get back! What will become of this village?
Ooh, lag. Now I have a genuine question for this. Eagle eggs. How many are required for all the weapons? Because I know I got exactly as many as I needed to upgrade the other thing. So Eagle egg farm easy plus other rare items. Where is this? To farm eagle egg after the area is gone. So it looks like he's doing that one mission where you play as like, yeah, you like the you play as the older dude. So this apparently gets you lots of materials for your weapons. Okay. Got at least 1 egg every 3 runs. Most of the time 2 every 3 runs. But it says, yeah, you could turn battle mode on and just farm it. Okay. I mean, honestly, that seems simple enough to me. So we don't have to worry about farming eggs at the moment. Let's blow up the fucking area. Let's go. All shades must die, no mercy. And also, I'll probably rush the boss rather than killing all the enemies again. That was a fun experience.
Hello? We're here from Popola's village.
It's all over.
We came to ask about the letter you sent.
Our days are numbered. Our village is doomed.
As cheerful as ever, it seems.
You're the one who wrote the letter, right?
I don't know about any letter.
What the hell is going on here?
It may be faster for us to take our inquiries elsewhere. Let us ask around. Someone must know something.
Trap. I'll check with you just to make sure I don't miss a weapon. Okie.
Thanks.
How's it going?
A letter, huh? Yeah, I think I heard something about that.
So, you know about the letter?
Maybe I don't. I'm not sure.
Which is it, man?
Oh, and if I may ask, are you friends of Kaine?
Yeah.
You could say that.
Ah, I've heard the rumors. Here to hunt shades, are you?
Indeed. Our aim is to defeat every last one.
I'm gonna kill all humans.
Every last one? Everyone? Everyone. Everyone.
Vice!
Beware.
You move slightly back when you do that.
It's a trap!
I figured as much.
You guys sure are taking your goddamn time.
1,000 apologies. We were distracted by the local welcoming party.
Want some help?
A carnival of murder? I love it. Yeah.
Kaine, the villagers are possessed!
But not all of them. Some are still human, so be careful.
That is incredibly difficult to do. Can run this way, right? You have to kill them all? We just go up here. There she is. Hey, Kaine.
Get out of here! No way! I'm not going to abandon my own sister!
Kaine, what's going on?
Don't be fooled by this lady. She's a shade. No! No! You people are the monsters here!
Stay back, kid. Your sister is one of them now.
I don't care what she is. She's my sister, and I love her.
Revenge. I think it's kind of funny how Kaine just gets bodied super hard twice in the second half of the campaign.
Stop it! Don't hurt my sister!
What madness. These people, villagers are under attack over there.
I guess it went through too quickly. But the Shades were speaking. I was reading some of their dialogue as I was too busy spamming the X button to pay attention.
What could those black swirls be?
I can't tell who's human anymore.
It'd be so much easier if the Shades had speaking lines. Not just the humans.
What's happening?
It's one of the seeds. Well, technically the seeds don't exist in this world, because this is supposed to be future Earth, whereas the seeds only existed within the Drakengard
If we keep
world.
this up, we're gonna kill them all! We can't let that happen!
Our village, our world. Where am I? Who am I?
I feel something from within, creature.
Rip Phase 1.
Is this the combined power of all those shades? It will take more than a barrage of magic to stop us. The first to waver is the first to die. I sense magic coming from the center of that eye.
Looks like we broke him. It won't take any more damage.
Those are actual people!
Hold nothing back. Those are shades. Now, focus your magic on the beast's center.
That's what I've been doing. I'll do it more. Do you see?
Look out!
a weak point is located around the back. Try attacking it from above.
I'll try to pin it down!
Emil!
Emil!
I'll keep it busy! You should be able to attack! From behind!
Hey, Kinda, how's it going?
Get it! Please, hurry!
Emil can handle this.
We gotta
You
go
must
to the
circle
upper level.
behind the creature at once.
It'll be easy enough to get there.
You must strike it in the eye.
Get
It is escaping to the inner level.
I'm coming! Gotta catch my breath.
Careful, Emil. Won't help anyone if we lose you
Damn.
here. Damn it!
Alright, dude.
Beat the hell out of that thing! How can it still move?
Its combined powers are beyond even my greatest suspicion.
Come on! Help me take it out!
I'm on it.
See ya. Hopefully it didn't have any additional dialogue. Probably did. But it adds those lines in the beginning. Nice. We verified color compatibility. Alright. Cord Corporation and all that.
Emil! Emil, wait!
Emil!
He's gone. His instincts have taken hold. The ultimate weapon is being deployed.
Ah, fuck. This ain't good, Sunshine.
And everyone was fine. The end. Uncontrollable magic. Ooh. More light novel reading. I have to protect the people I love. That was my only thought as I unleashed a magic powerful enough to destroy not only the Shade, but everyone else as well. All of them. So many innocent lives. Destroy, eviscerate, crush, kill. These are the dark impulses that overwrote all other thoughts. As a being that was created to be a magical weapon, these are my instincts. Or maybe it's better to call them our instincts. Emil's dream, Rampage. Oh, we're getting backstory for Emil as well. A klaxon sounds from deep within the bowels of the laboratory. Thick metal shutters drop down, sealing off the room with a series of dull metal thuds. Abort the experiment! Number 6 is out of control! Everyone get out of here now! Get out of here! The researcher's words are abruptly cut off as a massive hand materializes out of the gloom and lifts him high into the air. The researcher begins to scream. He screams and screams, the sound echoing off the walls of the laboratory, until the hand squeezes down, coating the room in a deep crimson hue. The rest of his colleagues stand in silence, mouths open, unable to process what they have just seen. Then a female scientist takes a step back and lets fly with a heartbreaking wail. But this is a terrible mistake, for the sound of her cry suddenly brings forth a monster in all of its terrible glory. Its body is a bloated corpse, its head a grinning skull, and it is massive, many times the size of a human. The head lolls from side to side as it tromps about the room on all fours, bringing to mind the wild maneuverings of some wretched, starving beast. This creature, this thing, is experimental weapon number 6. I thought it's like Emil's sister was number 6, but I guess Emil is also a weird monster like that at one point. It is also known as Halua, or it could be wrong. Maybe Emil's number 7? My memory is fuzzy. We'd have to play the first part again, and I'm not gonna do that. Not until ending E. Oh no, no, oh no, please stop. Oh god, save me, save me! I don't want to die! One by one, the maddened cries of the researchers are silenced. Number 6 understands their petitions, it pays them no heed, instead continuing its rampage of destruction and slaughter with a focus that borders on obsession. After an eternity, the screaming stops. The alarms fall silent. And only then does the creature make a sound, howling out with an unfathomable roar that echoes up and down the empty halls of the blood-soaked laboratory. It's a sound that curses those who had dared bring such evil into the world, and yet one that also seems to be pleading for help. Two sets of footsteps echo in an otherwise silent corridor in the first level of the laboratory. One set belongs to a young boy, his eyes blindfolded and his hands restrained. The other belongs to a severe man in a white coat. I didn't realize it could be used as an adjective like that, but I guess it sort of makes sense. The man drags the boy along by means of a long chain attached to a set of shackles on his wrists. Rubble is scattered here and there across the floor of the corridor, making the journey an exceedingly difficult one for a boy who cannot see. Excuse me? Could you please walk a bit slower, sir? I'm not used to being blindfolded and... Rather than stopping, the man only increases his pace, causing the boy to stumble in an attempt to keep up. This last humiliation proves too much, and the boy finds himself unable to arrest his fall. Without the ability to brace himself, he topples to the floor, smashing his head on a pile of debris and causing a trickle of blood to worm its way down onto his pale, frightened face. Agonized by the pain, the boy inadvertently opens his eyes, causing the falling drops of blood to emit a strange crackling sound before transforming into tiny white rocks. "Close your damn eyes!" roars the man. "Yes, sir," stammers the boy as he slams his lids shut. He hadn't realized the blindfold had slipped off during the fall, but now he keeps his eyes squeezed shut so tightly that sparkles appear against the black of his vision. The boy is Emil, also known as number 7. Okay, so I was right about that one. Number 6 was his sister, or whatever, and Emil's number 7 to destroy number 6. But number 6 was the ultimate weapon. Let's see. The boy is Emil, also known as number 7. He is a magical weapon whose eyes are capable of turning to stone anything that falls under their gaze. "Don't look at me," barks the man. "Never look at me!" "I'm sorry, sir. I'm looking at the ground now, so if you just hand me the Instead of waiting for him to finish, the man extends one foot and presses Emil's face to the floor with a heavy black boot. "Sir, stop, you're hurting me. I told you to keep your eyes and your mouth shut, so do it." The man knows this boy, this weapon, could wipe him out with a single glance, and yet subduing him in this way gives him a sense of relief. After making certain the boy is sufficiently cowed, The man leans down, retrieves the blindfold, and knots it tightly around the boy's quivering head. Right then, on your feet, let's move. Emil staggers to his feet, trying to ignore the red liquid oozing down his face. The blood doesn't matter. The pain doesn't matter. All that matters is finishing the job they had set out for him to do. The second level of the laboratory is in even worse shape than the first. The environs are littered with rubble and rock, making the thought of a decent foothold laughable. When the man's eyes linger on a section of rubble stained a deep red, he has a sudden image of warm, gooey brownies slathered in strawberry sauce. His stomach lurches at the thought, but when he attempts to avert his eyes, they land on the remains of a human being rendered into what could only be described as paste. The man blinks. His mind goes strangely blank before attempting to determine exactly how many humans had to be sacrificed to create the scattered piles of flesh around him. After a moment, his thoughts simply cease altogether, as if his mind realizes that trying to put such a thing into form is folly. "You can go the rest of the way on your own," says the man in a voice much weaker than he wishes it to be. "I mean, what does it matter? You're not even human, you're a monster." With this, the man spins around and dashes back down the hall. The helpless Emil simply listens as the footsteps of his erstwhile captor fade into the distance. Emil finds himself alone in a room with the stench of death and blood. For a moment, he considers opening his eyes, but the thought of the horrors that await him quickly squashed his plan. Instead, he stands still and listens intently. Eventually, a far-off sound reaches his ears. That's the howl I heard before. Emil resumes walking, using the sound of the distant voice to guide him, almost as if it was calling him home. By the time Emil reaches the third level, he is moving on memory as much as sound. His hands and face are covered in flesh as wounds from numerous our face is covered in fresh wounds from numerous falls. But every time he thinks about giving up, his mind returns to his sister. We studied together. We ate cookies together. We cried together. We laughed together. And sometimes I was the only one who got yelled at. That's why I was never lonely. Our being together allowed me to stay strong. For Emil, his sister was all he had to live for. Drop something on the floor. And I don't see it, which is worrying. It's not even something that could have bounced real far. Give me a second. There we go. Getting up and down off the floor when you have gout in your knee is very difficult. Okay. And for Emil, his sister was all he had to live for. So holding that feeling close to his chest, he presses on, one slow step after the other. Finally, Emil finds himself drawing close to a certain experimental chamber in the deepest part of the laboratory. The howl is very close now, and as he touches the switch that controls the door, he thinks about his mission. Number 6 is the ultimate weapon. She is his sister, and he must turn her to stone. The door slowly opens, revealing the massive interior of the experimentation chamber. After a few steps, Emil removes his blindfold and slowly opens his eyes. His sister lurks before him, but she looks nothing like the girl he once knew. Instead, he sees a savage beast crawling on all fours through the shredded remains of researchers. As a thing that had been his sister stops and tilts its head in Emil's direction, he focuses his gaze on it. A series of soft, crunching sounds emerge from the creature as his magic does its terrible work. First the fingers, then the hands, arms, legs, head. What little color the beast once possessed fades to a dull, ashen gray. And yet, somehow, it summons what strength remains and pulls itself toward Emil one slow, lumbering effort at a time. Wailing, the massive monstrosity closes in. Is she worried about me? Or is she coming to kill me? Emil feels prepared to accept either outcome. After all, this was his older sister, the person he loved more than anyone else in the world. Alua, The moment Emil speaks, number 6 comes to a sudden halt. Silence descends on the chamber as the siblings stare at each other. I'm sorry, Halua, but everyone says you're too powerful. They say it's too dangerous unless I seal you away. I'm so sorry. As Emil watches her body begin to turn to stone once more, number 6 simply waits in utter, perfect silence. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But if number 6 is turned to stone, how did number 6 show up again in the quote-unquote modern timeline of the first half? Okay, but new stuff. Everything's white. The moment number 6's petrification is complete, her memories flood into Emil's mind. The two of them huddling together in the cold, all alone in the world with no one to protect them. All she wanted was to save her little brother. And yet, it was that little brother who, in a sense, saved her. The moment the petrification is complete, Emil sinks to his knees. A frozen sister and a little brother racked with sin. Alone in this cold age, the two of them weep in a single, silent voice. It was our combined power that destroyed the Aerie. Whole existences, entire lives, even their memories. We took it all. We took everything. My sweet, gentle sister turned into a monster. And the same thing will happen to me now that I have her power. My instincts as a weapon went out and destroyed me in the process. If that power ends up hurting someone I love, That's why he's willing to sacrifice himself at the end of the ending. Or towards the end of ending A.
What have I done? I killed innocent people. I killed them all.
I feel like when the main character's like looking out at the destroyed Aerie, he's like, we did it. We killed all the shades.
Dead. We owe you.
And then it's like, oh, Emil's not happy about this.
It's all right. Really? Don't look back.
Obtained fragment for sacrifice.
We had best be off.
Yeah.
Well, we have a few more of those things to pick up. No rest for the wicked.
Maybe Popola's found some information about the Shadow Lord. Let's drop by the village.
Very well.
Does that boss there appear here? Yeah, it does. Yeah, more likely she's just keeping track.
It's the massive shade we saw in the area.
I don't even want to know.
Yeah, she's just keeping an eye on the shades that were beaten up. Hello?
Hey, Popola.
Ah, you're back.
Have you learned anything more about the Shadow Lord's key?
I'm sorry, but it's going to take me some time yet.
I see. Well, can I take something off your plate in the meantime?
Oh, how about this? You know the ferryman with the red bag, right?
We're on the seafront.
Well, he's been skipping out on work lately.
And the chaos that goes on the seafront.
Can I ask you to go to Seafront and check on him?
Sure thing.
Yep, and we'll check the quest board and do any quests so we don't have any lingering regrets for ending CD section. So I did eventually just give up on a lot of quests.
This feels alarmingly familiar.
I'm sure that couple is merely having another one of their inane spats.
It's not going to be nearly
Let
as
us
nice.
do our utmost not to get dragged into it this time,
Let's see, anything new? No new quests actually. Surprisingly. Alright, let's take a ride to Seafront then. We have to run there. This is the best way. And then we could farm those black pearls.
Yeesh. I don't think I've ever seen fog this thick before. Huh? What's that?
Chip. Are we going to get character development for the ghost, who apparently has a Steam card? So she likely has more backstory than what we saw in first playthrough. We got pretty much nothing out of it, other than like the postman and her seem to get along. Hello there.
Oh god, it's over. My life is over.
Also, quest over
What's
there?
wrong?
That wasn't in the main quest
Oh,
list?
hey, I remember you. You're the ones who helped us out way back when.
Seeing as we've come all this way, I suppose we had best ask, what is the matter?
I had a fight with my husband, and he ran away from home.
Yes. You may color me utterly flabbergasted.
But it's all that idiot's fault. I was saving up a bunch of apples, and he went and ate 10 of them.
That's actually sort of impressive.
Well, sure, I may have lost my temper a little, but I can't believe he just up and left. He's been gone for a week now, and it's...
All right. We'll help you find him.
Really? Oh, thank you so much.
What sucker.
And here we go again. Shall we begin by asking around at the tavern like before?
Didn't we do this guy's quest too?
Hey, it's been a while. How are you?
Great, thanks. My Fresias are selling like hotcakes.
Good to hear. But, hey,
That's my...
Wait.
Yeah.
We did this one already. I don't know what this is.
I have a customer in Facade who needs a Fresia. My customer runs the material shop over there.
Frisia delivery. Maybe it's another one with another set of quests that I didn't complete. That's the only thing I can think of. So,
Hey there. I'm looking for the guy with the red bag. You seen him around lately?
Really? Is that couple fighting again?
Yeah, the guy took off and hasn't been seen since. I take it this isn't a surprise?
Hardly. Their arguments are legendary. We're actually considering selling tickets as a tourist attraction. Anyway, I think he's from that village with the library. Maybe he went back home. I think his brother is a guard there or something.
Thanks for the tip. I'll see what I can figure out.
So we're heading over there.
You're pretty handsome. Care to buy a lonely woman a drink?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Pretty sure we'll just do the Assad stuff too. Why not?
Hard to believe a ship of this size managed to run aground.
Actually, what time is it first? 9:53. Maybe I'll do the seafront part of the story here. Then call it a night.
Hey, is someone there?
We'll get all the story in one go.
Okay, I definitely heard someone cough just now. Maybe it's one of those kids from town? But where are they?
It's a ghost.
What are you doing here, kid? And who are you, anyway? Were you a passenger on this ship, maybe? Hey, it's okay. You don't need to be scared.
To think that couple's petty squabbles have become something of an attraction for the locals.
Doesn't surprise me in the least. Seeing people like that puts a little spring in your step, you know?
You humans truly are a maddening bunch. Such buffoonery does little more than wear this old tome out.
Someone's gotta run there. Take the long way. Oh, or even getting these between area transitions?
Hey there. How you feeling? Well, your cough seems better at least. Check it out. I brought you some bread today. Whoa, easy there. Jeez, you must have been starving. Well, look, no one's gonna take this from you, so just take it easy so you don't choke on it, okay? So, what were you doing on this boat, kid? Actually, scratch that. First things first. I can't just keep calling you kid. You got a name? Well, this is going nowhere fast. Let's see. Louise. Yeah, what about Louise? I mean, it just sort of popped into my head, but what do you think?
Yeah, that's the name on the Steam card.
Guess you're okay with it. Well, it's nice to meet you, Louise.
We searched the southern plains back when the wife ran off too, right?
I believe we did, yes.
Lots changed since then. So it's kind of nice when we find something that hasn't. The fact that couple is still arguing almost fills me with, I don't know, hope, I guess.
If you ask me, that particular couple could benefit from a little change.
Who are we gonna be talking to then? Yeah.
Oh, hey, it's you. What's up?
You're related to the ferryman who carries a red bag around, right?
Yeah, he's my little brother. Haven't seen him in a while, though.
A shame. Have you any idea where he may have absconded to?
Not a clue. Like I said, I haven't seen him.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, but the last time I did see him, he said something about using his ferry to deliver letters. Maybe you should try talking to someone at the post office.
I guess we could ask the postman over in Seafront.
Just once, I would enjoy receiving a quest that can be solved in the general vicinity of the Asker.
Read. Sometimes you get those when you already have the materials. But not every time. Give me a
I
boar.
cannot believe how many trips we have made simply to track down a single man.
It's all right to do this kind of thing every now and then.
I only pray this is not the calm before some manner of storm. Say there, lad, have you ever penned a missive?
You mean a letter? No. I'm not big on writing. It always takes me forever to figure out what I want to say.
What's to figure out? One simply takes quill in hand and unleashes their soul upon the canvas of the page.
Whatever you say, Vice.
He has the bag now.
Hey there, Louise. Say, where'd you get that red bag? Found it on the ship, did you? You kids are so darn curious about everything. Anywho, it's good to see you. Afraid I don't have any bread today, but I did bring you something.
At this point, she killed the guy. Okay. Wondering why she isn't killing the postman. Is it just like anyone who showed up there and wasn't immediately kind to her, she killed?
Let me tie it in your hair for you. Well, what do you think? Pretty nice, huh? Huh. What's that on the floor?
Chandelier.
Oh, it's a mirror. Well, that's a stroke of luck. Let's go ahead and
That
check out
is
your
the
new
weirdest mirror I've ever seen.
If you go over there where it's brighter, you'll be able to see yourself more clearly. What's wrong? Don't you want to see? Oh, I see. You don't like sunlight. Guess your eyes are pretty sensitive after spending all this time in the dark, huh?
Good save.
Well, it's not like we can have you stay here forever. We should work on getting you out of here so you and me can go look at the sea together. How's that sound?
The post office. To hopefully get led to the ship.
Hey, postman. Oh, sorry. You're not him.
I'm sure as hell not. I just swung by to pick up a letter and wound up running the damn place. Anyway, you here for a package or something?
No. There's this couple who's always fighting, and the husband took off. So I'm trying to track him down. Ring any bells?
Sorry, pal. You're asking the wrong guy. Still, that's pretty weird. My buddy's daughter took off too. Maybe running away is the cool thing to do now.
I find it exceedingly unlikely this pair of runaways is mere coincidence.
Any idea where she might have went?
That is the question, isn't it? Actually, you know what? I bet she went to check out the huge shipwreck that drifted into the inlet the other day. Not often something like that comes around. It's all the kids have been talking about.
Finally. Shipwreck. we can obliterate that big boss, and I believe there's an achievement for beating him.
Hey, Louise.
Before
I brought your food for
she
today.
does that one move that obliterates the whole party. So I guess we'll be able to get that one, hopefully.
What's wrong? Aren't you hungry? Huh. You haven't been eating much lately. Are you okay? Well then, let's try this.
What is that supposed to be?
Yeah, sorry about that. It's called a song. Humming a jaunty tune is the best thing for putting a spring in your step.
That's supposed to be humming?
Songs are like a little bit of wisdom that makes the tough times easier. I love them personally. I mean, not that I'm any good at singing. Whoa, your voice is a bit rough there. But you're actually pretty good. You know, I knew someone who lived in the town lighthouse before she died. She used to hum this same song a lot. I heard it every time I stopped by to deliver something, and I guess it just kinda stuck. Of course, that was quite a while ago. Hey, are you trying to cheer me up? You are a kind soul, Louise.
I feel like for this one, they try to make you feel bad for her, but she did kill Red Bagman. And, like, 2 other people.
I'm sensing
Without
some
much
really
reason.
weird magic going on here, Sunshine. You feeling it too?
Yeah. Is it a shade?
Are you actually trying to think something through rather than just jumping in and killing?
What's wrong, Kaine?
Nothing. It's just... I'm sensing a presence from seafront. Something like a shade.
A shade in the town? That's not good.
And it's powerful.
A shipwreck, is it? I suppose we might as well investigate, seeing as how we lack any other tenable leads.
Right. Let's head for the inlet. Kaine.
Up to
Emil. What's going on? I haven't seen you two come into Seafront in, well, ever, I guess.
Sorry for the surprise. Kaine said she sensed something strange in the area.
Strange how? Like a shade?
Maybe? Not sure. There's some kind of sound or something coming from up ahead.
What an incredibly specific piece of information the hussy has graced us with.
Probably the song.
What is it, Kaine?
Nothing. Let's get moving.
Not even 2 steps. The beach shipwreck. Don't worry, it'll be gone soon enough.
We're gonna need to figure out some way to get inside that thing.
This ship is in a state of wanton decay. Surely we can find a hole or some such if we put our minds to it. These planks seem to be covering a rather large hole.
We can probably get in if we move them out of the way.
I'm worried about whatever it is Kaine is sensing. We should make sure we're really prepared before going inside.
Yeah, I'm ready.
So, were you able to write that letter? You know, now that I've taught you how.
There's blood on the floor now.
Not yet, huh? Well, there's certainly no reason to rush. You know, it makes me happy that you've taken such a shine to me. First time we met, I didn't have the foggiest idea what was going on in that head of yours. So, hey, I've been thinking. How about you come live with me? It might be kind of nice to have a daughter around. Not into it, huh? Guess I should have figured. I'm sad to hear it, but it's your choice, of course. Huh? The floor's wet.
You noticed.
Wait, is this blood? Oh dear. Are you...
Okay, that's a place for your mind to wander, I guess.
Oh, baby,
It's a lot more
that is
blood
one hell of a smell.
than you'd
We
think it
got
would be.
something real nasty nearby, eh, Sunshine? Come on, don't tell me you ain't picked up on it yet. You of all people gotta know what this smell means.
This ship is in poor condition indeed. Do try not to thrash about and bring its timbers down around us, hussy.
Whatever.
You sure you're all right, Kaine?
You really shouldn't push yourself. Hey, I've got an idea. How about you and me search outside and get some nice fresh air in the process?
Sure. Let's do that.
Sounds good. Take care of Kaine for us, Emil.
Emil is on the case. Come on, Kaine. Let's get the lead out.
Alright, side-scrolling adventure time.
This place is pretty gloomy. I'm having a hard time imagining any townsfolk hanging around here.
Well, as we've no other leads, let the search begin. Look there, on the floor. I believe we have found ourselves a lantern.
And there's still some oil in it. Nice.
Obtained. Girl. Okay.
Wait, did you see that girl just now?
I did indeed. How on earth did she manage to get behind us? Perhaps she is the runaway we heard tell of at the post office. Best track her down and take her back to town with us. There's no one here.
Weird. It's like we just saw a ghost.
Oh, what foolishness. I am certain this room merely contains a secret passageway or the like.
Like that?
What is with this ship anyway?
There may be clues somewhere that tell of how it ran aground.
I'm not sure if we learned exactly how it ran aground. I think it was just an old ship and it did.
Looks really dark up ahead.
Then perhaps we ought to make use of that lantern we just found, hmm?
What's this? An apple. It's a bit bruised, but it's not super old or anything.
I wager it was dropped by that fruit-loving ferryman with the red bag. Perhaps he absconded to this ship to wait out the storm after yet another spirited debate with his wife. Ah, goodness, what a troublesome couple.
Let's keep moving.
Oh, what was that sound just now?
Sounds like it came from the floor above us.
Up we go. Move faster. It sounded like a bang.
This barrel's been knocked over, and there's flour everywhere.
Surely it was toppled by the girl we saw at the entrance. Wait. Cast your eyes to the floor, lad. The missing child left white tracks in her passing.
Was the girl wearing
If we
shoes?
follow them,
Or was she
I
barefoot?
expect we will find our way to her.
Louise or whatever.
Man, this book's got some serious heft to it. Wonder what it's for.
It would seem to be this ship's logbook. Let us avail ourselves of a gander. Records of the routes it traveled, the weather it encountered, and the places it made port, all in a painstaking level of detail. I would expect no less for a vessel of this size, until the day the records suddenly cease.
What the hell happened on this ship?
Story for a later log.
Did you see that light on the other side of the shelves?
A shame we cannot investigate further with these blasted things in our way. I would like a word with the interior designer who thought to put them here.
Hang on. I think I can move these.
Okay. The shelves can no longer be moved.
It appears to be caught in a crack in the floor. It would not do to have the ground beneath our feet come undone, so let's give up on pushing the thing.
Secret dialogue. Ooh, honey.
Hey, there's a notebook on this desk. Oh, wow, this thing is crammed full of information.
A record of the cargo they carried, no doubt. Let me see. By my pages, this ship was used by slavers. How simply atrocious.
Wait, you're telling me they sold people?
And made out quite handsomely from the transactions, it would seem.
How could they do something like that?
I do not know, nor do I care to ponder it. Let it suffice to say there are monsters who trade coin for misery in all corners of this accursed world.
There's a breeze coming through these shelves.
Push it.
That white vase is rather conspicuous. Try giving it a nudge.
Give it a nudge.
A hidden room. How delightful.
These chests are pretty huge.
And what do they contain? Treasure, perhaps?
I wish. Looks like a bunch of iron tools.
Those are no mere tools, lad. They are instruments of torture. I shudder to think what evil transpired in this room.
We already looked at pretty much all the bonus dialogue from
Don't seem to
talking
be
about
any
it
shades
twice.
around, at least.
Fortunate for us. Now let no more time be wasted in our search for the townsfolk. The white tracks end here.
Wait, I hear something.
That's what it is. Okay. So it's her singing, and just so happens to come through here. Hey, we can understand it now. Alright, were we able to understand it before?
Whatever that sound was, it stopped. I swear it sounded like a girl.
This is a voice pipe. A contraption by which one's voice can travel to a faraway location.
Which means the girl is in whatever room this pipe connects to.
Hold a moment. I spy a chart of the ship's layout on the wall. Yes, this pipe connects to a cabin in the ship's stern.
Onward and, inward, I guess.
Keep moving.
This little lantern has brought us quite far, hasn't it?
Yeah, and the light it gives off makes me feel, I don't know, safe somehow.
Well, aren't we the romantic?
Looks like somebody's journal. Here, let me see. It says the ship was attacked by some kind of monster.
Did we see this? I'm not sure if we saw this.
Seems like the person who wrote this holed up in here, while the monster roamed around the ship, killing everyone. Do you think that actually happened?
I cannot say. Though the term monster might well be referring to a shade.
Oh, hang on. There's more. After the screaming died down, the writer would hold their breath whenever they heard the monster's footsteps. I think the person who wrote this was in here for weeks.
This journal was likely the only thing keeping their madness at bay.
Or fate. Wondering why I skipped it.
A kitchen, is it? Heavens, look at the size of this saucepan. This must have been where they prepared meals for the crew.
There's a note stuck to the counter. Extra rice, hold the peppers. Looks like the crew had some say over how they ate.
To be picky about one's food while at sea is a luxury indeed. Thinking back on it, the cuisine we were served during our visit to the bickering couple's home was quite particular in its choice of ingredients, was it not?
Tell me about it. I feel like I've sampled every single recipe in the Apple Fanatics cookbook. Once we track down the ferryman, we should invite them to a meal at our place.
A fine idea, lad.
Not happening. He's dead. Herbs. Don't have any space for it, but at least he didn't say it.
Oh, damn. The hell is this smell?
Perhaps it is wafting from further inside?
Another apple.
Just how many apples does that quibbling husband keep on his person while he's out and about?
Let's keep searching.
Alright. And goodbye floor, right? Goodbye floor.
Vice? I think the floor is...
My memory sometimes does work.
Speak to me, lad. Are you hurt?
Been better, but I'll live. I can't see a thing down here. And what is that terrible stench?
I suspect we may have fallen into the ship's hold.
The lantern got away from me during the fall. We'd better look for it.
Is that...
Vice, that's it!
Closer look.
We found the lantern.
About time. Might I suggest you cease the celebratory fanfare and light the blasted thing already?
Oh no.
Dear. Look at the
Red
bodies.
bad guy.
They are all people from town. And, I fear, the missing ferryman.
Oh no. This can't be real. Why? Why did everyone have to... God damn it!
Pull yourself together, lad. Remember the presence Kaine sensed? The culprit who murdered these poor folk likely awaits us further within.
I won't let them get away with this.
That's enough, lad. Avert your eyes.
Why did things turn out like this? Did he leave because of this body? I just want to be able to talk with him. I don't want him to be afraid of me. I don't want him to hate me. I want to maintain a human form. I want to look at the sun with my own eyes. I want to sing beautiful songs. So, if I can just eat more people, maybe then I can become human. That's the mindset that Louise has.
Hey there, you two.
Cool motive, still murder.
Hey, I didn't know you guys came back inside.
Did we ever? Found a nice hole in the wall to slide through. But then we heard a bunch of noise coming from that super dark floor downstairs. You sure had us worried.
Yeah, sorry about that. You feeling better, Kaine?
A little, yeah. Sorry for the trouble.
Good. That's good.
Jeez, you seem really down in the dumps. Did something happen?
Tell me, Kaine, that presence you sensed.
It's on the floor above us.
I feared as much. It seems we've little choice but to press onward.
Lantern off.
There's a bunch of crumpled up paper here. Letters, maybe?
They all seem to have the same words written upon them, but the penmanship is so poor I cannot make heads nor tails of it. They seem to be letters, but the penmanship is so poor I cannot make out a single word.
Double checking.
Oh man, that smell is getting ripe. How you feeling there, sunshine?
Not great. Can't you tell?
Ah, here we are. The save point.
This would be the final room, yes?
Are our bodies ready?
The culprit who murdered the townspeople may be behind this very door.
I wonder what the four animals are supposed to represent.
With utmost caution.
Go inside. Treasure chest.
It's that girl we saw when we first entered the ship.
Okay, so what I'm thinking is, she killed one person, took the boots, killed another person, took the bag, and got the ribbon from
Hold,
the man.
lad. This is a lone child sitting inside a
There are three
hulking
people,
ship
right?
littered with corpses. Something is clearly amiss.
Maybe just one was straight eaten. Chest. Treasure chest.
There.
Oh man, this shade is nuts. I think I'm in love. You can feel her power hanging in the air, and she ain't even trying yet. Things are finally heating up. Huh?
Could this girl be the presence you sensed, Kaine?
Oh, hey, it's you. Been a while.
Wait, you're the postman. What are you doing here?
Oh, I've been coming here a lot lately. I think this girl was on the ship when it drifted in. I've been keeping an eye on her until she's well enough to leave. Hey, so this is kind of awkward, but... the girl is, you know, bleeding? I brought a bunch of bandages with me, but, well, how exactly does one deal with a woman's time of the month? Sorry. Clearly crossed a line there. Forget I said anything.
Stay the hell away from her! She isn't...
Here we go. I can sort of understand that.
Kaine! Emil!
We'll figure something out. You just find a way to get the hell out of here.
The two of them will be fine, but you and I must withdraw. The ship is collapsing. We must leave at once.
There, go
Very
fast.
much aware of that, thanks. Shit! Damn, they're in the way! Looks like we can get out through that hole up there.
Some spare heliums for you. If you need them, I guess.
Glad you two made it out in one piece.
Yeah, we're good. But that poor postman is still trapped inside.
We'd better go help him out.
No shade would dare pursue us into sunlight such as this. We should use the opportunity to ready ourselves. What on earth?
It's a very strong shade.
Why isn't this shade being hurt by the sun?
That is not precisely the case. It most certainly is being burned by the sunlight. However, its regenerative abilities far outpace whatever damage the light is able to inflict. This light, something is coming. Get out of the way at once.
Oh, listen, it's singing. This thing actually thinks it's a person.
No, Tyrion. Doesn't matter how many people I eat. Oh, it's still hard to hear. I was never satisfied.
I don't know where the singing lessons came from, but I do know it's sure as hell trying to eat us.
Just blast away at its stomach because it does take damage there.
With faces on them.
There we go.
Don't
That's
start
one.
now. Focus on the next one.
He's the only one who's ever kind to me. Postman dude. He taught me what kindness is. I will become human. Like I said, full motivation, still murder. We'll speak the same language. And we'll stay together.
You're doing it for him? How sad. How precious.
Got him.
Now is our chance. Attack with all that you have.
Back to him.
Did we get it? Oh hell, that thing's huge.
All of this is for him. Hi.
To think it could recover from such a grievous wound.
Ordinary attacks aren't gonna do shit against this thing.
Hey, the guy from before's collapsed on the beach. That shade's got some kind of hard-on for it. We should take him hostage.
Shut your yap. I'm not in the business of using my blades on people.
Is this thing turning its body into spears and shooting them at us?
Very hardcore. Oh yeah, I forgot. It does that weird, full thing here.
Fine then. I guess we'll all just sit around a campfire and sing songs until we get murdered.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Missed.
The number of spears flying our way is increasing.
Yeah, I can see that. Damn it.
My word, if this continues...
Hey, over here! This guy's important to you, isn't he?
Nope.
This is here and now.
And not good enough. I mean, Kieran's right. This shade is just fucking nuts.
Can it withstand such an onslaught?
I'm really scared, guys.
We will be in grave danger if it unleashes that attack.
No, you
We
won't.
must stop it.
What? You can't, It doesn't work. You can't stop it. I think somebody said you can get on ending, E. But, yeah. Not ending E, ending, C or D. I have to look at that because on easy difficulty,
I think we're in trouble.
What the hell are you doing? Stop him already!
My body won't... Damn it! Fuck!
Stop! No!
Don't be scared. Soon I'll become human, and then we'll be able to...
What are you doing? You're gonna get yourself killed. Stop! Don't hurt these people!
Don't you want to look at the sea together? You can sort of hear it. It's like on and off. Let's see. It's very hard to hear it, but you can hear it if you read the subtitles.
You're a monster!
So read.
It stopped. Focus on the source of its magic. Aim for the head.
We can never be together! You disgust me!
Once this is over, I'm gonna look up the Steam achievements for getting this thing. Yeah. How could I end up with such a hideous body? Can't hear it in that one. Yeah, this world. It's just so hard to hear it, but it's there. I like reading when you can't understand it, but it's hard to say whether or not you can understand it at some points here. Relapse cases. World Purification Report. I wonder what that's supposed to be exactly. Purification Report.
Thanks. You really saved our bacon.
You've all done so much for me. Offering a little refuge is the least I can do.
I don't think I got an
don't have the
achievement, but
words
I'll
to
check real
express
quick.
how sorry I am. We all knew
We beat it on
townspeople
easy
were out there
difficulty.
being eaten by a shade.
You didn't raise it.
But I never imagined I was taking care of it this entire time.
The fault lies with that foul creature alone, Postman. Not yourself.
I hope I can believe that someday.
All right, well, we'd better get going. There's someone else we need to break this news to.
Fair enough. I hope to see you out there on the old letter trail again soon.
Okay. Give me a quick second to tab out. And look at the achievements, because all the speedrun ones are here, pretty much. Let's see. I don't, see it here. Huh. Pretty sure there was one for beating it up, and that final thing. Let's see. On routes A or B, you can only win this fight if the Kaine takes Postman hostage. On route C, you can beat Louise via a brief additional gameplay section. This time, the powerful attack can be stopped, and doing so allows you to do stuff. This will not be an option until you have seen the first two endings and start a third playthrough with the A and B stamps on your save file. There we go. That's how you do it. And it says here for the achievement is you have to beat, there's an achievement called The Little Mermaid, which is probably maybe spoiler reasons or something, is not on the list of unhidden achievements on Steam. So, yeah. Basically, you just beat it in 5 minutes and just skip all cutscenes immediately. Although it says you could do it on A or B, which means I could probably do it on Route A if I actually skipped all the cutscenes. You know what? I don't have enough time to do much else, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to beat it again. I should have just loaded the save. Shit.
Wait, come on.
Your husband,
Is it... Oh, I actually loved. It made me so...
I just want to load the save. Sorry for making you feel bad on this timeline.
It saddens this old tone to think. Do not let it.
All right. For fun, before we end the stream, let's try to get the 5-minute achievement. We'll try it one more time, skipping all the cutscenes and stuff. You know what? Let's do another thing for fun, although it'll be pretty hard for me to stop it properly. I have the tools here to set up that timer again somewhere. W split, here it is. There it is. I can make the timer appear. Oh, it's already there. How do I make the timer stop? Because I'm pretty sure it's spacebar, right? Yeah, it's spacebar, but the only issue is it's only spacebar when I have control of it. Okay. So, pretty much it'll not be this fun timer will just not be accurate, just to see if we see how close we get if we don't get it. I don't know when it starts, so I'll start it when we go in the door. So, let's go.
This would be the...
I'm assuming it probably starts when you go in the door and the cutscenes start, so... It's also 5 minutes. It's one of the longer ones. Can't skip, so...
Hold.
Oh, you could kill.
Oh, wait. Oh, well...
All this dialogue is going to take up a minute.
Stay the hell
Skip.
Cut. We'll fix.
And like I said, probably not an accurate timer.
They're in the way. Looks like you can get out through that hole up there. But
yeah.
No, we...
Cutscene. Skip.
Why isn't this shade being hurt by the sun?
That is not precisely the case. It most certainly is being burned by the sunlight. However, its regenerative abilities far outpace whatever damage the light is able to inflict. This light, something is coming. Get out of the way at once.
Oh, listen, it's singing. This thing actually thinks it's a person. I don't know where the singing lessons came from, but I do know it's sure as hell trying to eat us.
Don't stop now. Focus on the next one.
I'm trying to attack and spam the Dark Blast for the more powerful ones at the same time. It's a very interesting claw grip that I have. Oh, double slam.
You're doing it for him? How sad. How precious.
Now is our chance. Attack with all that you have.
Cutscene. Skip.
To think it could recover from such a grievous wound.
Ordinary attacks aren't gonna do shit against this thing.
Hey, the guy from before's collapsed on the beach. That shade's got some kind of hard-on for him. We should take him hostage.
Shut your yap. I'm not in the business of using my blades on people.
turning its body into spears and shooting them at us?
Fine then. I guess we'll all just sit around a campfire and sing songs until we get murdered.
God damn it!
The number of spears flying our way is increasing.
Yeah, I can see that. Damn it!
My word, if this continues...
Hey, over here!
Hey, a cutscene. Skip.
How can it withstand such an onslaught?
I'm really scared, guys!
We will be in grave danger if
Yeah, I won't be able to
unleashes
kill
that
it this
attack.
time.
We must stop it.
I have surrendered to my fate. And then we skip all the cutscenes and see if we earn the achievement. Actually, we can't skip this because we lose this part.
I think we're in trouble.
What the hell are you doing? Stop them already!
My body won't... Damn it! Fuck!
Where is everyone else? Oh no, there they are.
Stop! No!
Skip.
It stopped. Focus on the source of its magic. Aim for the head.
We can
Goodbye.
never be together. You disgust me.
Skip cutscene. I don't think we got it. I think we were too late. Mutation found some constant cells trigger wide mental disorders, airborne transmission. Huh. No achievement came up, so we didn't get it. It was worth a shot.
You really saved our bacon.
You've all done so much for me. I don't have. We all. But I never.
The fault lie.
It is probably possible with better strategies and being higher level to just nuke everything, but I'm not that good.
There's someone else we need to break this news to.
Fair enough.
Hello.
Hey, did you find my husband?
Yeah. The thing is...
Wait, why are you hesitating? Is he alright? Come on.
You told the truth last time, so we'll lie to her this time, even though it looked pretty sad.
Your husband, left town. For good, I mean.
Does that mean he fell out of love with me? Is it because we were always fighting? Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I actually loved fighting with him, you know? It was the only time I felt like we were really communicating. It made me so happy in this weird way. I guess it was only me who felt that way, huh?
Yeah, this one feels worse than just telling him outright that you died, because then you also have the guilt of lying. That's why you shouldn't lie. Being honest is usually the best case, sadly. Even for sad scenarios, in my opinion.
If only I'd gotten to him sooner. Damn it.
Do not let it burden you so, lad. You did the best you were able.
Okay. So, that was worth a shot. We'll see if I'm back tomorrow. I always end up breaking my promises, so never hold me to my word. But, whenever it is, until next time, have a good night.